Protein!
Most people spend years buying expensive protein shakes, supplements, and pre-workouts just to gain muscle a little faster. But honestly, what if I told you some ancient Greek drinks were already doing this thousands of years ago? And interestingly, most of them are ridiculously simple to make at home. In this video, I'll show you 4 ancient drinks that helped Greek athletes recover, train harder, and support muscle growth long before modern supplements even existed. This first one is honestly still one of my favorite drinks after 2 years, and if you're a honey lover like me, there's a very high chance it's about to become your favorite too, because it's basically milk mixed with honey, and somehow it's both refreshing and actually useful for muscle growth at the same time. The name of the drink is Melikraton, and honestly, when I first heard that name, I thought someone was talking about a dinosaur. Before we get into how to make it, I want to explain why this thing actually helps with muscle growth. Because if I just say, yeah bro, it builds muscle, that's not really true. What it actually does is help the things that support muscle growth. And this drink mainly does 2 things. It helps push testosterone up while also widening your blood vessels at the same time. Which both of those are great for muscle building. But the real question is how? So honey contains 2 compounds called boron and chrysin. No, boron is not me, I am barren. Boron helps your body regulate hormones properly, and chrysin helps stop some of your testosterone from converting into estrogen. Think of testosterone like cash in your wallet. Chrysin basically stops the bank from taking a cut. You keep more of what you already earned. And more testosterone means your muscles get a stronger signal to grow after every workout. That's the first thing Melikraton does. The second thing is nitric oxide. Honey helps increase nitric oxide levels in your blood, which widens your blood vessels. It's basically like upgrading from a tiny garden hose to a full fire hose. Same blood, but now way more oxygen and nutrients can reach your muscles during training. And funny enough, that's exactly what modern pre-workout supplements are trying to do chemically. As we all know, chemicals are not good, so this will be an awesome replacement. But here's the thing though. Honey actually doesn't contain that much nitric oxide. It definitely helps with muscle growth, but not anywhere near the level of some modern drinks and supplements. Which is why later in the video, I'll show you some way more powerful drinks that solve this problem properly. But for now, let's make Melikraton first. All you need to do is warm up 1 cup of whole milk, or goat's milk if you want the more traditional version, over low heat. Then remove it from the heat and mix in 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw honey until it fully dissolves. Now, personally, because I'm a certified honey addict at this point, I need 3 spoons. You can do the same if you want, but if you don't like that much sweetness, then honestly, the next version tastes surprisingly good too. Just crush 1 or 2 raw garlic cloves into it and add a squeeze of lemon, then a pinch of black pepper. Trust me, it actually tastes really good, even if it doesn't sound like it. Now, Melikraton is impressive, but the next drink is on a completely different level. Charmis of Sparta won the 200-meter race at the ancient Olympics back in 668 BC. And you know what his training diet mostly was? Dried figs. And that brings us to our next drink, ancient Greek fig water. The Greeks drank it mainly for energy, but what they didn't know back then is that it was also helping with muscle growth and recovery. Now, technically it doesn't directly build muscle because it has almost no protein, and protein is the main building block for muscle. But that doesn't mean it's useless for muscle growth, because what it does is support your overall muscle function and recovery really well. Figs are naturally high in glucose and fructose, and these sugars basically refill the fuel tanks inside your muscles after training. Think of muscle glycogen like your phone battery. Training drains it completely. Fig water helps recharge it while you sleep, and if you don't refill glycogen properly after training, recovery slows down and your next workout feels terrible. But that's not the only thing. Figs also contain potassium, iron, and vitamin B6. Potassium helps your muscles contract properly. Without enough of it, your muscles start cramping and fatigue way earlier. Iron helps carry oxygen through your blood to your muscles during training. Low iron basically means your muscles gas out faster. And vitamin B6 is kind of like the translator between the protein you eat and the muscle your body is trying to build. Without it, your body can't properly use that protein for muscle growth. So yeah, I think that's enough to prove this drink is doing a lot more than just tasting good. Here's how to make it. Take 5 to 6 large dried figs, naturally sun-dried. Put them in 500 milliliters of cold water. Soak overnight, a minimum of 8 hours. In the morning, squeeze each fig into the water to push all the remaining nutrients out. Add 1 teaspoon of raw honey and a pinch of sea salt, and then just drink it, ideally before or during training. Now I know after hearing the benefits and tasting it, you'll probably want to drink this stuff all day. Please don't. Stick to the amount I told you, otherwise you'll end up with stomach cramps like my friend did. But anyways, we keep talking about Greeks drinking this and that, but have you ever wondered why they were drinking all these different drinks? Because the primary reason wasn't muscle building back then, it was something else. Back then, their water was not always safe to drink. That's why spring water was preferred, because normal water could literally make you sick. Interesting, right? So these drinks were not just for performance, they were also helping people stay healthy while training hard. Another great benefit, by the way, the body loses things during hard physical activity. Different drinks had different purposes. Some before events, some after training, and some just for daily recovery. I hope this all makes sense so far. By the way, you probably noticed that we did a lot of research for this, so clicking the subscribe button will help us a lot. Also, you can check the research links in the description if you're interested. But now, let's get to the next drink. Hippocrates called it serum, and honestly, what we call it today sounds a little funny. Oxygala. Sounds less like a drink and more like a spell from Harry Potter. I cast Oxygala! Basically, Oxygala was an ancient fermented dairy drink, kind of like an early thick yogurt. And when it sat for a while, this clear yellowish-green liquid would separate and rise to the top. Most people would probably look at that and throw it away immediately. The Greeks drank it. That liquid is raw whey, and Hippocrates was actually prescribing it around 400 BC as a health tonic and immune booster. Now here's the interesting part. What Hippocrates could never have known was that modern science only confirmed recently that this liquid contains one of the most powerful muscle-building compounds that exists. Raw whey is packed with all 9 essential amino acids, especially one called leucine. So think of leucine like a key. Your muscles have a lock. Without the right key, the door to muscle growth stays shut no matter how hard you train. Kind of like how clicking the subscribe buttons opens the door to fixing your fitness problems. When you drink liquid whey, leucine spikes in your bloodstream within 60 minutes. Then it hits something inside your muscle cells called mTOR. It's basically the switch that tells your muscles to start building new tissue. No mTOR activation means no muscle growth signal. It's kind of like a construction site foreman. Without him giving the order, nobody starts building, even if all the materials are already there. So now let's see how to make it. Take full-fat goat or sheep milk and let it ferment at room temperature until it turns into thick yogurt. Then strain that yogurt through a cloth overnight. The clear liquid that drains out is raw liquid whey. And honestly, drink it immediately because it spoils very fast. Now I know, already some of you are not going to enjoy drinking this straight. So what I'd personally do to make it taste better is mix it with honey, fresh fruit juice, or even warm sweet milk, and then you can drink it easily. This next one is honestly very similar to Melikraton. It's basically raw honey mixed with water, and it's called Hydromel. Hippocrates recommended it around 400 BC specifically for endurance and recovery, which honestly makes it one of the first sports drinks ever documented. And during the actual Olympic Games, athletes were drinking honey water to regain strength between events. Now look, I'm not going too deep into why this helps muscle growth because most of the same things happening in Melikraton are happening here too. But there's one thing I really want to emphasize. After training, your muscles are basically starving for glycogen, and research shows that if you delay carbs for just 2 hours after exercise, glycogen synthesis drops by almost 45%. That's nearly half your recovery gone, just because you waited too long. And Hydromel immediately fixes this. Drink it after training, in the best case, directly. Studies even show it performs similarly to glucose gels during endurance training. Now, to make it. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw honey into 250 milliliters of warm water. Not boiling water, warm water, which helps preserve the active compounds in the honey. Stir it and drink it right after your workout. That's literally it. And again, if you don't enjoy super sweet drinks, just squeeze in some fresh lemon. This cuts the sweetness and adds natural electrolytes too. Shout out to this comment. If you want to learn more, just click the subscribe button and sign up for my free newsletter. I love writing, so I do it in my free time and put some surprises in there as well because I appreciate everyone who watches my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.